Hello YouTube, how you doing guys? It's Jason with JWClassicVW and welcome to another episode. We're going to do this more vlog style today in front of my desk. Welcome to Jason's desk. We're going to be discussing what it actually costs to build my 2276 big block budget big block build. What do I have here? Receipts, crap loads of receipts. Why? I don't know, paper's great, right? No. I have a small amount of receipts right here for the big block build, and I also have a crap load on my computer just through invoicing, because we all do, right? Order online. If you order online, then you have receipts online. So we're gonna go ahead and discuss that. I went ahead and put together a breakdown and a spreadsheet of how the pricing looks to show you exactly how much I saved, to include some quotes that I received in labor on what it would cost a local shop to possibly build a 2276. If you're new to the channel, we talk about Volkswagens here, classic Volkswagens. More specifically, my 1956 oval window ragtop Goose, my baby. I love her very much. Check out some of my other videos here or here to get an introduction to Goose. Also, if you want to check out the 2276 big block build, check out the video here or here. I gotta really figure out which here it is, because I'm not positive yet. Now, when it came to purchasing parts for my big block build, I used a number of different online sources for that, and local shops as well. More specifically on the local shops, I use on the north side car parts. Kermit's up there. He's got some great deals, and I was able to source some things from him. But the majority of my parts I got from the south side, Pasadena, from Henry at Bugaholics. So I'm going to go ahead and link them in the description. And if you would like to give them a call, they're great for answering questions. Plus, if you're here in Houston, they're fantastic for knowledge on Volkswagen and parts. You know, they have a large amount of parts there, and you might be able to work out some deals as well. Now, there's some serious money savers that I was able to pull. That's the way that you can save a ton of cash, guys. If you were to build this with all brand new parts, which would cost you a fortune. If you were to build this with all brand new parts, it would be in excess of around $7,000. It is where I'm thinking that this build would be, because all these little parts that you start to buy add up. You're gonna be able to save some things from your original engine if you have one. If you're starting from scratch, you're gonna spend more money, because there's some things that I don't take into account with my budget big block build, because I took it from my smaller engine over to my big engine, like the generator, some tin, and a few other little things. But for the most part, when you move up to this size of an engine, you're going to be buying a lot of new things. So I don't want to spend too much time discussing all the baloney. Let's get right into the numbers and the facts when it comes to how much I actually spent on this build. I'm going to bring you around to the side of my screen here so you can start to see where I spent that money, guys. All right, come on around. Alright, so what I'm going to do is bring you guys in a little bit on this video screen so that you can see on my monitor some stuff. But I'm also just going to cut video over to it, and that'll help out quite a bit when it comes to the actual showing you guys this stuff. Well, like I had to pull these off my email first. Whoop. I was using my other computer to shoot this stuff, so I got to pull it off there real quick. Boop. And boop. Here we go. Let's go ahead and pull out the Excel spreadsheet real quick, and let me take a look and see what you guys can see on the video. All right, by the power of technology, I now have you guys over on my desktop, and we're recording. So like I told you, I have the engine build and costs broken down on here in this spreadsheet. As you can see, I have the part, whatever it is that I ordered, bought. I have part numbers, if it was applicable, which I guess I couldn't find some of them. So options and notes. So we don't need to look at that right now. The notes is just like information particular to that part. supplier, like where I bought it from, and or either I may have an Amazon link associated with that part. So, like I was telling you, if you hit on any of these links, and that Amazon link takes you to this hose. This is a reinforced outer jacket, so it's stronger. It's a stronger breather hose, which is important whenever you're coming off the valve covers, because if you try to use the empty breather hose off that stuff, it's gonna pop off as soon as it heats up. Like mine heated up, and that damn stuff was just popping off. So I'm glad I ordered this hose, which is not very expensive. Let's see, it's 20 bucks for, was it 15 feet, 12 feet, 12 feet of this half-inch hose, and yeah, that's a good deal. A lot of these things you guys can shop around too. Like I'm not, it's cool if you guys, if these parts happen to work out for you and you're able to purchase it through this Amazon affiliate link, because then I get a little bit of help, like I was telling you. But that's enough of that spiel. That's enough of that. Just delete that out of there so that we can work through just the pricing, which I think that's really what most of the guys out here are concerned or worried about, like pricing. How much the stuff cost, what did you pay for it, and where did you really save your money? And where I really save my money, we'll go right to that right away, is I can filter this by color, and I'll bring in the top three money savers, which were my carburetors, the crankshaft, and the AS41 case. Everywhere I looked, prices would range from between 790s and 1,000 for a new AS41 case. I paid 270 plus 70 for shipping, so right there you can see I saved a crap load of money. Same way with the actual carburetors, and I'm always seeing dual carburetors on sale. Now, I had to rebuild these suckers. I had to rebuild them, clean them out really good, rejet them, and all that pricing is broken down here as well. My crankshaft was another big money saver, guys. I went to my local shop, like I told you. Bugaholics is where I picked this up for $250, and to buy one new is about $419. So what I show on here is my price, shipping if it applied, and then what it would cost new, and then also like my potential savings, what I saved. So overall, you can already see, because it's right here in highlighted, my overall budget was, like I told you, 2,500 to 3,000, and I broke that by a grand. Easily broke that by a grand, and that's not including some of the stuff that I'm continuing to invest. And we all know that people call these money pits or whatever. You know what? So what? We have beautiful cars. We love our Volkswagen. We're gonna spend money on them. That's what we do. So far, over this 2-year span, to get this engine in my car, 4 grand. So, like I was telling you, like you're gonna get carburetors, you're gonna get a crank, or you're gonna get a case. But these are the big money savers for me. Altogether, my cost savings on these 3 items alone, down here. Oh, let's see, this sum $1,200, $1,244. So I say 1,200 bucks right there. Now the other huge money saver, and some of you may already know this, if you're gonna have a shop build something like this for you, that the big money saver is gonna be labor, dude, labor. So I'm gonna go ahead and do price, and we'll just do this smallest to tallest. Yep, there it is, labor. Labor costs. Cost me 0. Why? Because I did all the work. Labor cost is around 2 grand. Now, it's going to be a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on your local shops, but to build an engine of this size, to this specification around Houston, it's about 2 grand to have a big block built like this. And that's what goes into that, is not just the assembly of your parts, but also test running, break-in. This is also including any labor on porting and polishing, which, if you're looking at heads through CB Performance, it's going to cost you some dough to get that type of work done. And mine already had that, so I kind of saved a crap load of money there. But let's get back to this categories and how I have all this broke down. First, let's go into the short block, which I think that honestly, for anybody out there building one of these engines, you should start pulling together parts in categories, or at least know what your list is, so you can start to be organized when it comes to collecting your parts. So, the short block parts, my cost on short block parts were right around $1,000. And if I were to do this brand new, 20 about $2,200, and that's because of the case. Remember, guys, the case and the crank were the big money items right there. Brand new, $1,400. Boom, big wallet items right there. Where I saved, nickels and dimes, dollars, dollar. Where I saved money was shopping around for my parts. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this back. I don't know why I got rid of these links because I'm gonna need those. The associated links, it's good to just be able to pop back over to them. So let's go back to the short block category. Okay, guys, we are back here looking at the short block breakdown. This is the category that has quite a bit of stuff that goes into building your short block. And honestly, if you are going to skimp on cost, this is not the place to do it. Do not buy crap or pick up some used parts that are unsure. The only stuff that I used in this my short block that was used, let's take a look. I believe it was just my distributor drive gear. This was the only used part right here. I picked it up for $20 that I used in my engine. That's not necessarily true. I also used some of my gears off of my crank, the for my distributor drive, the clocking gear that goes on there, and some of the spacers, and then the oil splash washer that goes on there. Also the dowel pins, but those are cheap. You can pick those up. I'm sorry, Woodruff keys. The Woodruff keys for your gears. I reused all that stuff. I pulled that out of my smaller engine and put it all into here. That's all little bits of money that you can save. But where I didn't try to save money was I got a brand new camshaft. It was used. I picked it up on a Facebook group, but it had never been used, so it had never been broken in. It still had the original machining on it, so that's great. I saved some money there, about $30. The crank, like I told you, brand new crank, guys. This was a brand new crank, a Scat 4340 chrome moly crank that I picked up for $250. That was a killer deal. All this other stuff is brand new. The hardware kit, my I-beams that I picked up, dowel pins, camshaft, and plug. You could reuse that if you wanted to. There's no reason why you wouldn't have to, but it's so cheap. I just picked one up, $2. Come on. The straight cut gears, I got these on Amazon, man. Everywhere else I was looking for straight cut gears was like $120. I found them on Amazon with free shipping for $73. Let's see if they still have those available. A lot of these, when you go to look at them, they have depleted quantities. Like there's not a whole lot of them. Yeah, see, it's still $73 for free shipping. And this is an adjustable cam, man. I just zeroed mine out, but this you have a degree of advance and retard that you can change on these straight cut gears. Don't ask me what the hell I'd be using that for, because I probably just use my distributor to advance or retard. But I guess if you're building a monster car, you might want to look at that. Let's close that down. Okay, bearings. Honestly, wherever you're getting your crankshaft from and your camshaft from, if your case is brand new, it's going to be standard. You're going to have standard bearings. But if you're getting a crank from someplace, have them match your bearings there. I picked up my bearings from Bugaholics. I have them listed on here as Amazon because it's whatever you're going to have is going to be different. So whatever you buy is going to be different. These are just standard bearings for a brand new 69 crank. With that doesn't matter, 69, 82, none of that matters when it comes to your bearings, because the center is going to be the same unless it's been machined down. Which, if you're buying a used crank, it might be. If you're buying a used cam, it might be. Don't buy a used camshaft. There's no reason for it. Buy new camshafts; they're cheap. If you're buying a used crank that's been turned, there's nothing wrong with that. They return the services so that it's all about oil pressure. If you don't get the right bearings for your crank and your camshaft, you will have no oil pressure in your engine. Either they're going to be too big or too small, and you're going to burn up the bearings. So make sure you're getting the right ones. Lifters. cam bearings, like I told you. The Crankshaft Gear Kit. This is something that I didn't use, but I put it in here just in case you guys want it. JBugs has it. I'm not affiliated with JBugs, but they're the only place I could find that actually had a kit that you could buy that had all the goodies in it, man. All the stuff that you want if you're building a brand new engine, or if you just want to get everything in one place. See, that's pretty cool. And I'll have to probably buy this when I go to rebuild my smaller engine. I'm gonna rebuild my single port at some point. I don't know when, but well, unless I pick this up at a swap meet or something, I have no problem picking up some used parts. But you can buy this brand new, all this stuff. It's got the Woodruff keys in it too. Pretty cool. All right, so that's just one category. Is the short block. Let's take a look at the long block. And like I was telling you, the long block is the engine built out to the heads. So on here you can see that the main money saver I had on my long block was I bought my ZB Performance heads as part of kind of like a little kit. I got the heads, and some tins, and also the doghouse shroud. So I got the Newport tins, doghouse shroud, and doghouse cooler, including my CB heads for $400, just $400, and that was through one of the Facebook groups. I found somebody selling them locally here through one of the Facebook groups, and that was a great money saver. So when you're looking through this spreadsheet, I have also listed some other links to different websites that I use to purchase things, and most of the time it was based off of free shipping. So if I was able to buy a number of things for free shipping and the price was right, like right here I got my AA pistons and cylinder set for $169, which was like 30-40 bucks that I saved, plus the fact that I spent enough money there, the shipping was free. It's these links may change when it comes to their shipping costs, because that's just how it is when the months go by, the seasons change, the prices change. A lot of the stuff that I purchased was during the holidays, so the holidays is a great time to buy stuff because there's free shipping on a lot of items. So I don't want this video to keep going too much longer. So what I'll do is, if you would like a copy of this spreadsheet to be able to do whatever the hell you want to it, I don't care, change columns, change links, whatever you find. This is a great starting point for you guys. And if you hit me up in the comments or send me an email, I can go ahead and I'll shoot it over to you guys. And that way you can go ahead and start doing what you want to do. And this could be the start of your list. I spent a few hours putting this together, and if you're not savvy when it comes to Excel, it's pretty straightforward. But you could also hit me up in the comments, or join my Facebook group or something, and go ahead and just ask questions about it. It's real simple. If you just go into I have sorting up here with filters. So you can come up here and just filter off what you want. Let's say you're curious about my remote oil cooler system. How I have my oil cooler with a fan and the oil filter and stuff. You can come right here and just hit on the oil cooler, and right there you can see all the different stuff. Like the Dash 8 AN, the Army Navy fittings, the fittings that everybody wants to have on their full flow system. All that stuff is listed here, and you could come in here and start. This is a starting point for your research on putting together this stuff for the build. Now, I spent this much on my build, 4,000 bucks on my build, and you could spend less, because depending on what your budget is and how much time you want to take to find the parts, you go into swap meets, you got buddies that are selling stuff. You can pick up deals, and this is where you can start to see how you're saving money. And it's a great way to explain to your wife or significant other, look, babe, look how much money I'm saving. if you care about that. That's up to you guys. But this is just a general idea for how you guys can start to put this together. Yeah, I stayed pretty organized when it came to building this out, because, dude, I had never built an engine this big before, and I wanted to make sure that I was at least doing things right.
Some of the simple things to keep in mind when doing a build like this is anything inside the short block, anything that you're closing up inside that case, is stuff that you probably want to make sure is quality. And when I say quality, like I used a scat crank, I used an Eagle cam. Eagle cam is a CB cam, and I used angle lifters. So and the only stuff that I used that I put inside my short block that was used was a German distributor drive gear, which they don't get any better than that. And then I reused like Woodruff keys and stuff that isn't gonna break, it isn't gonna cause you problems. If you have any questions or or any comments on this list, or where did I start pulling together my parts, and what do you mean by categories, Jay? It's real simple, guys. Just come into the categories and or just get a an overall list before you go to a swap meet. Be like, I want to work on my short block stuff today, or I'm looking for engine tin. So there's engine tin, right? So hey, I need some of this engine tin stuff. You can change this list however you want to, add stuff to it, remove stuff from it. You may already have some of this stuff, and as you've been building your collection of parts to build a big engine. So just use it how you want to. If you want a copy of it, just let me know, and I'll email it over to you. That's all I have. It's don't know. That's all I have right now for the budget build. I hope this information helps. Oh yeah, I want to go over that one more time. Let's talk one more time about the final money. So this cost right here, the $7,000 for this build, is like if new parts that I was finding, and those are new, like the cheaper new parts. So if you don't shop around for new parts, it's going to be more than that, and that includes the labor of 2 grand. So you can take 2 grand right off the top. So about close to 6 grand to build this thing if you're doing it on your own. If you're building it yourself, it's going to be more if you're having somebody else do it. But that's why we have YouTube, right? YouTube, how to build a big block. I've got a whole video series on it, and make sure you check it out. All right, guys, that's all I got for today, and we'll be moving right into the outro from here. Bye bye.
Guys, I hope this information has been helpful. I know it's a lot of info there, right? And if you're really interested in some of the parts and materials that I use, maybe some of the tools as well, check out the description below, because I outline everything in there on the short block, the long block, the fuel system, the oil cooler, the breather system. It's all categorized, and you can go ahead and hit the links in there and jump over to some of these parts and see how much they cost right now. Prices fluctuate all the time. So kind of interesting, because as I was going through checking the pricing on some of these things, I would see where they would go up and down. And right now, prices are a little higher than normally are. I did a lot of my buying over the last 2 years, so it takes time to collect these parts. So that's why I think it's a good idea to break it up in modules or into groups, so that you can start to purchase parts and then build your engine as you go. As you go to swap meets and car shows, you'll also run into deals, and it's a good idea to always keep a list of what you're looking for, what kind of parts you need. And buying secondhand is not a bad thing. Buying parts, especially the expensive stuff, secondhand is not a bad thing. In later videos, I'm going to go ahead and discuss what it would take to inspect these things, like an engine block. There's certain things you can look at out there right away to see if that engine block is going to be serviceable or not, and whether or not you're going to be getting a good deal. I got a killer deal. $270 for an AS41 block that's already been opened up for 94s, that's shuffle pin, that's full flowed, that is, what else I have? A sand seal cut into it. For what I paid for it is a steal. And it was cut over one time. So it was opened up for the next size bearings. It was 20 thousandths over or something like that, which I didn't know exactly where, if it was going to be good. So what I do, and what I recommend to you guys too, is take that block to one of your local shops like I did. I took it to the north side. I took it to Car Parts and talked to Kermit up there. He took a really good look at it, and he said, yeah, that's a good case, man. You should go ahead and build this engine. And that is the kind of information you need. And that's why I went to my local shops and spent some money, just like you guys should too. Go to your local shops, spend some money there, support them. It's important that you do that. But if you do that for everything, you're going to break your budget big time. Okay. Shop around. I went so many different stores. Majority of my stuff I bought on Amazon because I'm an Amazon Prime member. And I want to go ahead and talk about that for a second. Just as a disclaimer, all of the Amazon links that you see in my description are affiliate links, which means if you click on one of those links and you buy that part, I'm going to get a little bit of percentage back on that because I'm an Amazon affiliate. That'll help out with any future projects, future videos, stuff for Goose. So if you do, awesome. If you don't, it's not a big deal, guys. It's just to give you an idea where to find stuff, parts. You know, aircooled.net, great source. Aircooled.net is one of the best places to go to check out parts, to get an idea of what exactly do they do. You know, if you can't find information on what your cam valve lift is going to be, aircooled.net has it there. Volkswagen West is great too. J-Bugs, but more often, and I'm not just trying to sell Amazon because I'm selling Amazon, but more often I would find that I could get the part cheaper and with my Prime account have free shipping and have it to me. Same part, same exact thing. So shop around, be smart about it. I have no complaints about any of the people that I used. I had one issue with CIP1 when it came to ordering a part, but they made it right. So J-Bugs, fantastic. You're going to have it right away. CIP1, fantastic. Comes from Canada, and you get it pretty quick. Volkswagen West, no problems there. Amazon, next day. Day after, next day. But the key is to shop around. When you shop on the Facebook groups, it's a little scary sometimes. I lucked out. With my CB heads, I found that on a Facebook group, but I went locally and met the guy to take a look at them. So your experience on shopping, if you're not savvy, like if you're worried about getting crappy parts, don't do it, man. Order brand new. Order brand new from one of the spots that I showed you, or wherever you find, man, because it's gonna be a risk you're gonna take. And if you're taking a risk on an engine block, which, you know, $270 if it was bad, whatever. I got a really cool paperweight. I got an AS41 paperweight. But it wasn't. It's in my car, running great, and it sounds awesome. But all the parts that I show you are around the cheapest you can find for what I was trying to do with a 2276. You can't go too small in the exhaust. You can't go too small in the heads. You have to have carbs that are going to be able to work with that engine combination. So all of these pieces came together to make an outstanding combo that makes power. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, hit me down in the comments below. Once again, check out that description for anything that was listed in what we just went through. Thanks to all of my new subscribers. We're almost at 500, guys. We're getting there. Go and hit that subscribe if you haven't done so already. Do me a favor. It really does help if you do make comments. So make some comments. Hit that like. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like. If you don't like what you're seeing, hit the down like. And then tell me why. Tell me, Jason, you're full of crap. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not an expert, but thanks for commenting. To all the guys out there that helped me, which I've had quite a few. I don't really talk to some of the YouTubers that helped me, but VW Darren really helped me out with this build with some of the information he has on there. Easy Jeezy in his channel. Outstanding information when it comes to helping me out in this build. I have a lot of different YouTubers also listed in the description, so check them out as well. We need to support each other in this community of Volkswagens, as we always do, right? That's what we do. Volkswagen guys support Volkswagen guys. Actually, that's not right. Usually car guys support car guys, but we're not going to talk about that right now because sometimes that doesn't happen. Thank you again for joining me on this what it would cost you dollar for dollar budget build. Thanks, guys. See you next time. We out.